Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with volleyball coach Bryan Snyder, women's cross-country runner Annelise Madison, and football captain Brett Murray. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington and Lee athletics. The football team broke its own ODAC record by racking up 503 rushing yards in a 45-28 homecoming victory over Emory and Henry. Also in Lexington, men's soccer picked up a 0-0 draw against Lynchburg, with field hockey falling 2-1 to Eastern Mennonite. Women's soccer scored 2 home victories over the weekend, knocking off EMU 9-0 and defeating Greensboro 4-0. Elsewhere, men's golf placed 4th at Randolph-Macon's Ted Keller Memorial, while the riding team finished 8th at the Randolph-Lynchburg Invitational. I'm joined now by volleyball coach Bryan Snyder. Bryan, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Jeremy. It's good to be here.
Your team had a rare weekend off in October, but it's been an injury-riddled season. How can something like that help the Generals as you prepare for the stretch run?
Well, it actually came at a great time. We haven't played a whole lot of 6-on-6 recently, but we were able to give those players some time off. So Mancy Huff was able to come back to practice on Saturday, and we got Katie Toome back on Monday. And so not having to force those players into live action right away allowed them to heal a little more quickly. And I think we'll have a full team at practice other than Allison Rouse today. Jenna Gustafson is back on a limited basis as well. So really came at a good time. I think we can hopefully get back to doing some 6-on-6 training. We've only played, last night's match was the only time we've played 6-on-6 this month, other than the CNU match. So it's been a lot of interesting training with a lot of small pieces put together here and there. But I think having this last weekend off was great for everybody physically and mentally, and now we're ready for the stretch run.
How big of a contribution has your first-year class made to the team this season?
Well, they've been made a huge contribution. They've sort of had to. Right now they're more than half the team from a numbers standpoint, and they've been thrown to the fire, and they've responded. There's definitely some times when you can still see that they're freshmen, but they've gotten a taste of competition at the collegiate level. And they realize that they can compete at that level, and so now they want to get better to compete at an even higher level. And so they're working really hard. They're putting in a lot of extra time on their own, and they're a really tight-knit group. Even though there are 7 of them, they kind of do everything together, which is kind of interesting to see. And so they've been great, as far as giving us a boost from an energy standpoint and a confidence standpoint. But playing-wise, they've all played. With the exception of Jenna, who's been hurt most of the year. The rest of them have played a lot, and I think will continue to play a lot because they're just getting better and better each day.
You're approaching 400 wins for your career. Over 350 of those have come here at your alma mater. What did those milestones mean to you?
I think I'd say a couple different things. 1, I've been coaching a long time. 2, I've been very fortunate to be involved with a program that has had a lot of great young women play in it, and a lot of great assistant coaches, a lot of great staff. Who do a lot of the behind-the-scenes work for us, great administrators who have supported us, university that allows us the opportunities to go recruit and go compete against teams that are going to just continue to make our program better. So I don't necessarily look at the numbers so much. I think maybe when I'm done coaching, that'll be great to look back on. But right now I'm really focused on our next win. But to know that our program has had that kind of success while I've been involved with it, makes me very proud, because I'm very proud of Washington and Lee as a university and our athletic department, our volleyball program. So I feel happy to have been a part of that, but that's really all I am is a part of that. There's a lot of people that have been involved in those wins.
Looking at the 2012 season, you've got some big ODAC matches left, including a trip to Bridgewater, tournaments as well against Rhodes and Emory as you head to Memphis and Atlanta. What are your expectations? What are the Generals' goals for the rest of the regular season?
Well, I think we need to continue to get better in a few key areas, one of which is defense. We're really working hard on a few defensive things. Because of our injuries, we're running a little bit of a different offensive system this year, but I think that gives us some advantages. But defensively, our block is not what most teams have in the front row, so we're getting very creative with our block scheme, and then behind that, we have to be very, very disciplined defensively. So we're working hard on our defense. And then we just got to keep moving people around offensively. I think it's no secret who the ball is going to on our team right now. We have 2 or 3 top options, but we're trying to move them around a lot, left side, right side, back row, first tempo, second tempo, and then getting our setters a little bit more involved in the offense. So I think if we can play a little bit better defensively and continue to have as much variety as we can with the offense that we're running, I think we'll be able to compete with everybody we've got left. I'm very excited about the schedule that we have coming down the stretch. I think it gives us a good opportunity to play at a high level and prepare us for the postseason. And I definitely like our chances when we get to the ODAC tournament and beyond.
Bryan, thanks for being here. Best of luck in Memphis this weekend.
Thanks a lot, Jeremy.
I'm joined now by Annelise Madison, junior cross-country runner from Roca, Nebraska. Annelise, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Washington Lee has won all 3 of its races so far in 2012. What's contributed to the general success so far this year?
Well, I definitely think we've stepped up our commitment level. Both the returners and the freshmen have bought into the system too. And that increased commitment level, I think, has allowed us to continue to focus on our goals throughout the season. Also, a lot of the returners have stepped up, increased their mileage, and so I think we're fitter and just faster than we have been in the past. And also, we just have a very positive team atmosphere that allows us not only to support each other on and off the course, but we are able to run in groups together and really pull each other through the races. So that's really contributed to our success.
Looking way ahead, you're also an all-ODAC performer for the WNL track and field team. What are your expectations for this year's track season?
Well, I think we have a very strong track team looking ahead. We are very diversified, meaning we have a lot of talent in every event on the track and on the field. And also we have talent in not just the returners, but the first years too. So I think we have a really good chance to contend for the ODAC title and also send some individuals to nationals.
Getting back to the cross-country season, you head to Christopher Newport this weekend. It's your last race before the ODAC championship at the end of the month. What are the team's objectives for Saturday's race?
Well, the CNU meet definitely is a good competitive field for us. The 4 teams that are ranked closely behind us in the region will be there. And so we want to definitely continue to assert our dominance on the course. And I think the way that we'll do that is by continuing to run together in packs and definitely working throughout the middle of the race where maybe some of the teams will start to fade. If we stay focused in the middle part of the race, I think we'll be very successful and have a chance to win our 4th meet.
What can Washington Lee accomplish in the postseason?
I think we're definitely a contender for the ODAC title, and we definitely are looking to finish well at regionals. After our past meet, we were ranked number 2 in the region, and that is a very good spot for us to be in because the top 2 teams in the region go to nationals. And so that would be something that has never been done in Washington and Lee women's cross-country history, and so we are definitely looking to accomplish that goal. We have some strong individuals that could individually qualify for nationals, but I think it's very exciting and special that we also have an opportunity to qualify as a team for nationals.
Annelise, thanks for being here. Best of luck the rest of the year.
Thanks, Jeremy.
With me now is Brett Murray, senior football captain from Lookout Mountain, Tennessee. Brett, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Washington Lee once again broke its own single-game rushing mark in terms of ODAC play, 503 yards against Emory and Henry. The Generals now lead Division III in rushing yards per game. How has Washington Lee been able to sustain this kind of success across multiple seasons in the option attack?
Yeah, it's something that's really hard to do. Every game, every season, we know that people are going to try to do different things to slow us down, but I definitely would have to first start off with our coaches, their ability to prepare us, game plan different scenarios that defenses are probably going to try to slow us down, and really just finding, as Coach Abel always likes to say, we've always been able to evolve. Each year we have a different team, we have different strengths. Particular plays are more successful in certain seasons, and this year behind our great offensive line, it's been the best that I've ever been a part of any of my football seasons, and we've been able to run it in the middle a lot. And just the ability to constantly be able to change what you're doing as a team to, take what the defense gives you really gives us a unique opportunity to, sustain the success over 3 seasons.
Tell us about the dynamic of the Generals offense, especially how you work with your quarterback, Nick Lombardo, the other option back, Luke Heinsohn, and the offensive line.
Well, it's a really special group. We really all care about each other so much, and the level of unselfishness really is something that I think separates us from previous teams that I've been on before. I mean, the offensive line obviously goes out there every game and just manhandles opponents. Sometimes they don't get as much credit as they should, although this past week they were awarded the National Player of the Week as an offensive line unit. And then, for example, Luke and myself, typically if he's having a big game, then one of us is also helping him blocking. And when I have a big game, Luke's always out there giving his best blocks. And just the level of how we work with one another and how we're willing to share the love and really just do whatever it takes as a team to win. Nick has really evolved. He just continues to grow each and every game. And he really just adds a level of explosiveness that we haven't necessarily had at the quarterback position. Charlie Westphal was a different type of quarterback, but Nick really does add a different dimension to us in the sense that if you really try to take away or focus on Luke in particular or myself, Nick's just as talented, if not more, than both of us. So he can really make you pay for doing that. So that's really awesome.
You told the Roanoke Times that your proudest accomplishment was winning the ODAC Scholar Athlete of the Year award last year. How have you been able to balance your success on the field and in the classroom?
Well, it's been tough for sure. It was definitely an adjustment coming in from high school. I did feel very fortunate coming from my high school at Baylor School in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I felt like I was prepared to come into an environment like this where you do have to work so hard. I'd have to say just really remaining focused and disciplined. Really just trying to take advantage of all the opportunities that my parents were able to give me and allow me to come to this school. But yeah, I've really just been able to just focus on both of them, not try to keep things as balanced as possible, and that's the key.
Saturday's matchup against Randolph-Macon will not determine the ODAC championship, but the winner will certainly be in the driver's seat. How is the team approaching this game?
Yeah, we know this is a really big game. I mean, Randolph-Macon always comes out and it's one of the most physical teams we play all year. Last year came down to the wire and, a few plays here or there, we could easily have lost that game. And we know that. And we've watched a little bit of film on them. So, we're not trying to overplay the significance of this game. We're going out just like, it feels very similar to how it felt 2 seasons ago when we won the ODAC championship. We're just starting to get things in place on offense, and defensively we're playing at such a high level that we're really starting to feel confident about where this is going. Yet, we wouldn't like to say this is the ODAC championship game because it's not really. It's for the ODAC lead. But the winner of this game does have a significant control of the driver's seat, and they basically get to control their fate for the rest of this season. So, we're going to have a really focused week. But I think that the experience that our starters have now gained on the offensive line, the backfield, the defense, I feel like we're in a different position in terms of having such, distributed experience through all the starters and all the positions that, we're not going to, psych ourselves out by overemphasizing the importance of this game, but we'll be ready to play, though, when it comes to Saturday.
Brett, thanks for being here. Good luck against the Yellow Jackets.
Thank you so much.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. Megan Buell and Claire Cahill will represent Washington and Lee at the ITA National Small College Women's Tennis Championships in Mobile, Alabama this weekend. Volleyball also heads south, traveling to Memphis for the Rhodes Fall Break Classic, which will include matches against Rust, Barry, and the host Lynx. On Saturday, women's cross country will run in the Christopher Newport Invitational, while the men go to Pennsylvania for a race at DeSales. Men's soccer welcomes Randolph-Macon to Watt Field, while football battles the Yellow Jackets for first place in the ODAC. Men's and women's swimming travel to Louisville to open up their season against Center, with women's soccer playing a home non-conference match against St. Mary's. And women's golf will compete in a tournament at Wittenberg. For WNL Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.